Hello, hello, and welcome everybody to our Take the Challenge Africa event. We're so excited to be with you today. My name's Joan Gregerson. I'm with Green Team Academy, and I'm so excited to have friends from across Africa with us today that are going to be talking about what they're doing, what they've been doing either in the challenge last year, what they're going to do next year. And ooh, let me I don't know what's happening. Let me grab a drink of water here. I guess I'm just so excited. That must be it. So what we're going to be doing today is just talking about the 2021 International Climate Action Challenge, and this is a chance for people around the world to just come together and think of something that you want to do. You know, there's a lot of frustration, a lot of disappointment out there about, we know how important it is to make a difference, and yet not a lot has been happening. But that's because that we've been often trying the same thing that doesn't work. But what we want to tell you about today is during the 2020 challenge, people came together and in 90 days, they made a big impact fast. And the 2021 challenge, the 2021 International Climate Action Challenge, is starting on August 18th, and you can register your team for free. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. And I think that I'm going to, we're kind of managing who all is on with us and how our internet connection is doing. I'm going to start with Halima Imam. Halima is a teacher. She is from Nigeria. She'll be joining us from Nigeria. She has a group that is a youth-led group called the Climate Action Team. So I'm going to bring Halima on and introduce Halima. She's a writer, she's a thought leader, just like a really beautiful person to have in our community. And Halima, do you want to start with a little bit of what your climate action team does, what you did in 2020, and your call to action for our challenge?
Okay, thank you so much, John. That was a really nice introduction. Okay, my name is Halima Imam, and I'm a school teacher and the founder of Climate Action Team Nigeria. My team is a children and youth-led organization, and we advocate for climate action. We're a group of environment enthusiasts and lovers of nature, and we've been advocating for climate action by doing a lot of activities and having different initiatives. So then the climate action team has one of my personal favorites, which is the Befriended initiative. It's, yes, Befriended, you heard it right. So then we've been giving a lot of people friends, which are trees. And what we have done actually in 2020, we were able to introduce this initiative, and then it was, it's more of little children just giving random people seedlings for free and telling them to name them and plant them. And afterwards, we're in touch with some of the people, and then we teach them how to make compost manure to feed the plants, basically. So then I was one of the mentors for the International Climate Action Challenge in 2020. It was a lot of fun. People just, took their desires and made it action, and they were able to do a lot of great things for Earth. So then for 2021, we're here again, and then we're encouraging a lot of people, especially from Africa, to come in. I am from the Sahel part of Africa, and I know what it means. We're very vulnerable to climate change, even though we're very tiny emitters of greenhouse gas. So then I'm encouraging all of us to join in and take this challenge. Especially, you can do something like the Befriended tree, because what we're doing now, we don't just want to plant, for example, flowers and all of that. We're planting fruit trees now, and then these fruit trees are actually going to help the communities in the long run because they're going to be able to eat them and they're going to be able to sell them. They'll serve economic purposes. So what if you do something like that? Or take the other our other initiative, for example, the Plastics for Knowledge initiative. So we're helping to keep little children in school by collecting plastic waste and we're giving them to recycling companies and then in return who are in return paying the school fees of these children. Yeah, so basically, and then there's also climate is no joke. So then, but this one is not really, we're just advocating, having seminars and talks with people, communities about climate change. So then anything you want to do, nothing is too small. There are little big things we could do for Earth. So nothing is actually too small to do for Mother Earth. And take the challenge, Africa. Take the challenge. It's very important.
All right, that was a great. Thank you so much, Halima, for starting us off. We really love sharing Halima's story because, this last year, 2020, when we did the challenge, was right in the middle of the pandemic, and a lot of people were saying, "Wow, we can't do anything right now because it's the pandemic." But Halima's team is a great example. They they got a grant for 500 tree seedlings. The pandemic started, she's a teacher, where's her students? And so she thought of this idea, oh, they're probably lonely. I have these trees. And so she came up with this idea, befriend a tree, and went one by one to her students. And then the students went to their neighbors. Hey, would you like a friend? Beautiful idea of something to do. And then that Plastics to Knowledge, taking things that are a problem and making it an opportunity. So collecting the plastics, selling that, and paying for school fees. So smart. So thank you so much, Halima, for starting us off. Halima's in Nigeria. And Halima, if you want to put the link to your climate action team so people can follow you, I know you're on Twitter and wherever else, that would be awesome. All right. Okay, thank you.
Sure.
All right. Next up, we have MENSA TSEDZE from Earth Guardians Africa. We're so excited about this partnership this year. Earth Guardians is an international community empowering people to be the change, and that's exactly what we do as well. And because we have so many folks from Africa as part of our group, we wanted to figure out how can we better coordinate. And last year, one of our teams, DARWIN, who you'll hear from in a little bit, from Zambia, came with this idea, oh, I want to plant 10,000 trees. And we suggested, hey, have you checked out Earth Guardians? And so he did. He signed up and he became the first crew of Earth Guardians Zambia. And that shows the power of how we can work together. So MENSA, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much, Joan. Thank you to the team. Thank you for inviting me here. So as said, I'm MENSA Kwame. I'm Togolese. I'm the regional director for Earth Guardian in Africa. And I'm also the regional program co-director for Earth Guardian. So basically, Earth Guardian is an intergenerational organization with young people at the front that train diverse youth to be effective leaders in the environmental, climate, and justice movements across the world. So we are using our music, storytelling, on-ground project, civic engagement, legal action to advance solutions to the critical issues we face as a global communities. So with thousands of youth engaged in all continents, Earth Guardian has given youth a voice and direction worldwide in order to become effective leader and make measurable change in their community. So Earth Guardian is developing the resource to build a stronger collaborative network and cultivate this large wave of young engagement. So at Earth Guardian, we have many different programs. We have some crews program, frontline action, leadership training, campaign. We have a battle of speakers, indigenous youth leadership program, and we have project grant for our crews. So in Africa, we are actually present in 22 African countries. So we are developing crews around the continent. We are taking action, and we have some specific program like country crews program, youth council program, internship program, some grant program, and we are actually leading electrification in rural area with solar panels in some West African countries. So as said, last year we have Darwin from Zambia, one of the heroes of this challenge, who became the first Earth Guardian leader in Zambia. So we are here, we are supporting this challenge. I think it is a great opportunity for young people to join this challenge, take action, and join great communities of change makers. So being part of this challenge, will get the opportunity to join Earth Guardian, to have the support of Earth Guardian in Africa. We can support your action, we can support your activities, and we have some micro grant for young people to support them. So I encourage every African or every young people around the world to take the action, to make a team and take action and join the movement. Thank you very much.
Woo! I love that. You know what you said, Mensa, is like join a team or start a team. That is like so important, because I think a lot of the depression that people feel is because they think they have to do things alone, and there's only so much you can do, and plus you feel alone and you feel depressed. So that's what we love about Earth Guardians, is it's all about these crews. And wow, you have so much training and so many connections. And I think you even said that there's maybe some mini grants available at times. Yeah, so that is super exciting. All right, so I put into the chat there when Mensa and I were coordinating earlier, I put a note in the chat. I'm gonna just show that on the screen for a second. So if you're interested in being part of a crew or starting a crew in Africa, reach out to Mensa at africa@earthguardians.org.
Yes.
And so one question I had, Mensa, was, what if, like, let's say Darwin has a crew started in Zambia. What if you're in another part of Zambia, and would you start a new crew? Would you be part of that crew? How would that work?
Yes, there is possibility to start another crew in Zambia. There is possibility to start many as possible crews in Zambia. But actually we have a position called country crew director, and actually Darwin is the country crew director in Zambia. But that don't mean we cannot have another crew in Zambia. So all Zambian who want to create a team and join at Guardian are the welcome.
Cool. Yeah. That's great. So if it works, if you're near where he is, you want to be on the same crew, great. You want to start your own crew, great.
Exactly.
So I love that too, that we go with this no limits idea, where we don't want to be like, oh, we don't have capacity. No, anybody that wants to be part of it, let's find a way for you to be in the challenge. We don't have any limits for how many teams could be in the challenge. There's no limits for how many crews could be in Earth Guardian. So, all right. Okay, so high five, Mensa. Can we do high five? Boom. Awesome. All right, thank you so much. So with that, let's go ahead and move to thank you so much for telling us about all that, and let's bring Darwin on to talk about what he's been doing. I think that we just lost Darwin in the meantime. All right, so we'll come back to Darwin in a second. He'll probably be back in a moment. If not, we have a video from him. So how about, I'm just checking here to see who all is in our backstage and who's ready. How about Jonathan and OCHIENG Daniel? Are you guys available to hop on to the screen here and talk? One of the things that we wanted to do in this session is bring on some of the folks that just signed up for the challenge for the very first time. And so we have two people from Uganda, and okay, this is like a roulette where people are coming in and going. Okay, so Darwin, I'm going to bring you on now. You ready? Here we go. Okay, there's Darwin. So Darwin, Mensa just gave a great introduction about Earth Guardians, and I was wondering if you would like to tell us a little bit about your experience in the action planning process and the 2020 retreat and what you're doing with Earth Guardians Zambia. If you can hear me, Darwin, take it away. Darwin. Oops. Okay, his video just went off for a second. Okay, so I have a little video of Darwin giving a little introduction. So I'm gonna go ahead and share that right now. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's see how this is working. Chrome tab. Okay. Let me try that again. I don't think I shared the volume with that. Share screen, share audio. Oh gosh, okay. You guys are being very patient as we're trying to get this all working here. Okay, there's our playlist. Okay. Oh my goodness. Playlist. There it is. Okay, and so one more time I'm going to try and get Darwin. He's back. We'll try and get him live, and if that doesn't work, hey Darwin, are you back? If that doesn't work, I'm going to show your video.
Hey.
All right. Okay, go for it. Introduce
I'm back.
yourself. Mensa just gave a great intro to Earth Guardians.
Before I introduce myself, I just want to acknowledge the presence of our Earth Guardians Africa Regional Director, Mensa. It's good to have you with us, Mensa. Yeah. Okay. I'm Darwin Marede, a team lead for Earth Guardians Zambia. Yes. And I would say that I had an idea of planting 10,000 trees in each part of our country, Zambia. This came to be because of the climate crisis that we have been facing as a nation. And one of the reasons here in my country of climate change is as a result of too much deforestation in my country. So I thought of trying to reforestate where it has been deforested. Yeah, so I met John online. That's when we are like during the action retreat, who had to like take us through some intense course in making actions. Yeah, so after the training, so we started looking for organizations that are into environmental activities. That's when we researched and found Earth Guardians, and she encouraged me to apply to Earth Guardians, which I did. And thank God enough, I was approved to start a crew here in Zambia, which is now in existence, Earth Guardians Zambia. Yeah, and after that, we started the 2020 International Climate Action Challenge, to make an impact in 90 days. Yeah, so at first I thought maybe it's not gonna be possible to do a project in 90 days because I thought the time was just too short. But when we started it, when I participated in the challenge, I met different people who had different skills and knowledge as well as experiences who had who took me on board, showed me the way through the coaching of John. Then I realized that it was very much possible. Yeah, and within the 90 days, we were able to do a pilot project with support from the donors who had contributed to make my project a reality. Yeah, by starting with a pilot project, where we were able to plant 200 trees. Yeah, and started 15 community gardens. Yeah, and from that 15 community gardens, because we planted them in a border town, which is Mufulira, which borders with Congo. Yeah, this also the planting of community gardens came to be because during the pandemic we saw people were exposed to extreme poverty, so we just wanted to help them to be financially stable. Yeah, and the plan was to plant 100 community and school gardens. So from there, during the pilot, we were able to plant 15. Yes, and the figure is now increasing even up to this year. And I'm even happy to say that from the 15 community gardens that we made, all the people the community that we supported were able to sell their produce, especially in our neighbor in Congo. Yeah, so that's the fruit of the challenge. Yeah, as well as the 200 trees. So they've been progressed very well. Yeah, so this time around, we are now trying to go on our usual goal of planting 10,000 trees in every part of our country. Yeah, so our plan was to plant in May. Yes, but that program was constrained because we were hit so much by the coronavirus. Yeah, because we work with schools. Our target is schools. Yeah, we work with schools, more especially the school children. Yes, so as we were hit so much by the COVID, the government has to close schools. So I'll come saying schools were closed from somewhere in June up to this time around. Schools are still closed. So which has put our project on a standstill. We have come to we have paused it and we'll resume in September because next month again we are having our general elections. So things have been slowed down. So that's why we have pushed it to September. That's when we plant the 10,000 trees that we had planned to plant. And in December, during the rain season, we have partnered with the Forestry department where we will be planting 1 million trees. Yeah, and these tree that we want, the 10,000 trees that we want to plant, it's the support from Earth Guardians as well as some other well wishers. The donations are coming from everywhere. From the people that I met in the 2020 International Climate Challenge. These are the people that have also contributed to make our project a success, as well as Earth Guardians, our major support system, which has also contributed massively to our project. Yeah, and all this happened because of my participation in the climate challenge 2020. Yeah, so this is what
Darwin.
I have to say.
So your last thing that you want to tell people is what? Take the challenge, Africa?
Yeah, I encourage people. Yeah, I am encouraging everyone to participate in the challenge. More especially if you have a project, it could have started maybe, or it could be on the idea stage. No matter the stage where your project is at, you got to find yourself in the challenge, because the solutions are there. You're going to meet real people and with different backgrounds, different skills, and diverse people with diverse knowledge who will be willing to help you and take you on board and learn with you during the challenge, as well as just commit to it and attend all the days that are required in the challenge, participate in the weekly check-ins, doing the assignments. It will really help you very much, because I, for one, am a beneficiary. I know what I'm talking about. So just find some time to be in the challenge, and you will have the opportunity to be assigned a coach who will be working alongside you, helping you with your progress, Yeah, and by the time you believe in the challenge, you feel like, hey, I should have known about this challenge some years back. Yeah, so that's the magic of the challenge. Yeah, it's just awesome. The experience, you just gonna love the experience. And once you get out of the challenge, you also be like an ambassador, because I'm very much sure that you'll be telling others that will not have the opportunity to participate in these years, who will not hear about the current challenge that will be happening very soon in August. Yeah, so that's why we are doing all we can, like doing outreach to whoever would want to participate. Yeah, so this is what I can say. So please just find yourself there. You'll find people who will be willing to work with you, get you on board. Even us, we are ready. We are ready to welcome you and learn alongside you. It's a great experience. I'm telling you, you'll love it.
So once we get him talking about the challenge, he can't stop because it's so cool. Yeah, it was so great. We met Darwin was just in the chat in one of these webinars I did before, and said, yeah, I want to plant 10,000 trees. It's like, what? And so now, did you hear they're partnering with the Forestry department, not only 10,000, but now their next goal is 1 million. So it's little by little in this idea of partnering. So yeah, Mensa, I didn't know if you wanted to just say one thing before we move on to our next speaker. Let's see, we're trying to unmute. There you go.
Sorry.
We can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. I want to congratulate Darwin for all he's doing there. He's doing an excellent work in Zambia. Since last year, he joined at Guardian Africa. He's doing great work, and actually, I think he is one of the beneficiaries of our microgrant program for another project he's leading in Zambia. So we are just here to support everyone who has the volume to take action and to make things move in the area. Thank you very much. And once again, I want to invite everybody, those who are continue adopting, to stop adopting and create a team, at least with 2 people, and join the challenge. Thank you very much.
There we go. All right, and thank you, Mensa. Thank you, Darwin. Really exciting because Darwin is actually one of our board members now for Green Team Academy, and so it was really exciting to see him go from somebody just in a chat in a webinar of like, hey, I have this idea, to coming on and being a board member. So thank you so much for all of your work. So exciting that Earth Guardians has a grant program. They did a $500 grant, and then there's kind of more coming as possibilities for those teams that are really doing stuff. Okay, so we were gonna go to Chris, but it looks like he's off right now. So UMAR, looks like your signal's coming through loud and clear. We're going to bring UMAR on from Nigeria. Hey, UMAR. Okay, wait, we can't hear you yet. Wait, try again.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, perfectly. Yeah.
Only that you cannot see me now. If I have to
yes, I can. We can see you.
Okay. Good evening, all. I have had the inspiring stories of my elder brothers, my sister Halima, and everybody there.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So,
Uh,
Umar, do you want to tell a little bit about all the things that you're doing in Nigeria? And last year, Umar was a one of our mentors, one of our challengers. Um, if you guys have to check out, I'll put the link in the chat to these amazing photos of Umar at these schools with all these kids and trees. So I'll put the link in the chat there. But yeah, tell us a little bit. Take a few minutes. Tell us about what you've been doing.
okay, in a nutshell, like because I have not done much like they did, Alana, last year we were able to organize school debate after the challenge. We were able to raise 10,000 seedlings, which we distributed in secondary schools and primary school in our bids to catch them young, because we believe in, if we inculcate the culture of the green in the hearts of younger generation, it's going to work better for us. And thank God, with your support and your guide, we're able to achieve that. And this year too, in collaboration with other stakeholders, I was invited because of what we have done last year. Financial lunch along with me, planting 5,000 trees for this season. And personally, have been distributing seedlings, especially from this June to July, because this is the time to plant trees in Nigeria, especially in northern Nigeria. We flag up planting 5,000 trees in Kano, because Kano is a semi-arid region, and we have seen the issue, which we know it has linked with deforestation and desertification that is bothering us. So this year, we're in the pipeline to plant more trees than what we have done last year. Actually, I belong to another group of Urban Tree Revival Initiative, which I'm the state team lead here in Kano, northern Nigeria. I will one day link us up with the other team, because in Urban Tree Revival Initiatives, we were able to form what we call COVID-19 Memorial Garden in Port Harcourt and in Lagos, and one is coming up in northern Nigeria. But I will ask ECHO to join the team later to give an overview in our next meeting, God willing, of what we were able to achieve. So I don't have much to say. Thank you for giving me the opportunity. Thank you for always guiding us. And we are open for collaboration, morally and any other way that can come to our way. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Umar, for all the stuff that you're doing. And wow, that's a beautiful idea, the Urban Tree Revival.
Can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I think the idea of the Urban Tree Revival of the COVID Memorial is amazing. So yeah, that's just another great example of a way that we can that we can collaborate and make things happen. So yeah, that's Umar in Nigeria. I put the link there in the chat. It's climateactionchallenge.net/challengers. And if you click on that, you're going to see some of the profiles and the photos from our teams from Africa last year. All right, so let me see what's going on here with our connections of some of the other folks that we wanted to bring you. Okay, so Chris is having a little bit of a problem. What I'm going to do right now is go ahead and show you the oh, okay, let's see, we've got Bigger is in the house. All right, perfect timing. I've got a couple of YouTube videos too, but I'm gonna bring Bigger on to talk. We're just being very nimble here. Anytime that somebody does have a signal, you know what, Bigger, hold on for a second. I'm gonna go to Chris. He just came back on. We've been on and off with him, so let me get Chris on while he's got a good signal. Hey Chris, can you hear us now? I can see your face. Hello Chris. Christopher, can you hear us? I can see you. Let me see if I can chat him and see if he can talk and we can hear him.
Yes, hello to everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfectly.
Yes, I can. I'm sorry, my network is kind of disturbing me so much.
Don't even worry.
Yes.
So, yeah, go ahead.
Yes,
Introduce
hello.
yourself. Oops, sorry. Sorry,
Yes,
I removed
can
the
you
wrong
hear
person.
me?
Yes, go ahead. Chris is on our board now.
Yes,
He's
I
one of
can hear
our
you.
challengers. Yeah, so go ahead, introduce yourself.
Okay. So,
Ah, darn, we lost him again. All right. Let's try Chris back in a minute. He had a good signal earlier. So let's see here who else is on, and we just lost Bigger in the meantime. Okay guys, I'm gonna go to Jonathan. Jonathan, are you ready? Jonathan with AYOWECCA.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. This is like a game to see whose signal is coming through. I appreciate everybody being so flexible. So Jonathan is one of our new teams that we just found, and we're so excited about everything that they are doing and that they're going to be part of our challenge for 2021. One of the things I really love about the AYOWECCA team is that they are working with girls and women, especially. So, Jonathan, while you have such an awesome signal, please introduce yourself. Tell us what you're doing and why you guys decided to do the challenge with us.
Thank you so much, Johan, for inviting us to take part in this. First of all, my name is called Jonathan OLWENYI. I'm the founder of AYOWECCA Uganda. AYOWECCA Uganda is a non-government organization founded in Uganda, East Africa, working on environment and social development. Now, on the environment side, we tackle climate change in all aspects. We do the tree planting, then wetland restoration. We tackle plastic waste and management, energy conservation. Then on the side of social development, we give scholastic materials. Then we train young adolescent girls on how to make reusable sanitary towels. Our main focus is to protect natural resources, adaptation to climate change, the conservation. Then, above all, we do skills development, then empowering women and children. Now, we are a team that is community founded, and we've been carrying on with the challenge for a long time. Actually, we plant fruit trees. Of recent, our district leaders, they gave us a go ahead to plant fruit trees in a 50 by 50 square meter land in every primary school in Tororo, Eastern Uganda. So it makes our challenge, our project, interesting, and I'm so happy that my team is going to take part in the Climate Action Challenge of 2021. As you already know, that Africa is the most vulnerable continent to climate change, and for us to succeed in everything we are doing, we must involve the community in full participation in everything we are doing, because the change won't come when we're waiting for the next generation or the next leaders. So it is time for us to step up and we change the world. Actually, I'm not alone. Let me give the floor to OCHIENG, who's going to say something also.
Let's see. OCHIENG Daniel, can you join us?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. I'm very privileged to be part of this team today. And I work with AYOWECCA Uganda as a field coordinator. As my colleague has already said, our focus has been mainly in environmental issues, trying to conserve our environment, but also do a lot of restoration of the lost ecosystems that are been destroyed in our country. For example, we have done a lot of wetland restoration and together with planting of trees. But I was very excited and when we heard about Take the Challenge Africa, because it's something we have been doing for quite a long time. We have been planting fruit trees, and because why we have been actually focusing on fruit trees is because fruit trees have multiple benefits. It has both social, economic, and then it also has environmental benefits. For example, it is towards carbon as well as carbon sinks, and that would also play a role as far as maybe biodiversity conservation is concerned. So we are really privileged to be part of this team. We are ready for the challenge, and we're ready to bring in more people into the board, and we take on the Challenge Africa. I'm really happy to be part of this. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. So that was OCHIENG Daniel and Jonathan from the AYOWECCA Uganda team. We're so excited that a lot of our teams are doing these nature-based solutions. And, one of the things that people are talking a lot now about is this kind of idea of decolonizing our relationship with nature. And that is that we don't need to go through big organizations. We can just go straight to nature and have this relationship. And I love that AYOWECCA is got this idea of training women and girls on using reusable sanitary towels. Like, such a great idea as a way to be able to stay in school, not have to spend money on that, not create waste around that. So that's really beautiful that people are working with women and girls to provide that solution. Okay, Chris, we're going to try one more time. Well, we'll just keep trying as many times as we need to see. So Chris, can you hear us now? We've got Chris on a couple ways here. Chris, can you hear us? I believe you're muted. Let's unmute you.
Yes, I can now hear you well.
Oh, do it! Okay, Chris, go for it. Take it away.
Okay. All right. So this is Christopher Mabinju from Uganda. I am Christopher Mabinju from Uganda, and I'm a forester and also an environmentalist, and that's what I do always. I am a team leader for Trinity Forestry Services. Now, Trinity Forestry Services happened to start its journey with the 2020 International Climate Action Challenge of last year. So in that challenge, that's where we managed to grow and come up and reach where we've reached right now. That we've really expanded. We've managed to join to build a team, a bigger team, and then we're also growing more with even bigger projects than what we had in the beginning. Trinity Forestry Services operates as a social enterprise in Uganda, so we are a hybrid of the non-profit and also profit. So we generate profits so that they can be reinvested into the non-profit projects that we have, or into the social benefit projects and the environmental benefit projects. So all the money we raise, like we operate the nursery, we do local forest contracts within across all parts of the country. Then that money that we get, we reinvest it back into creating social good and also environmental benefit. So and that's how we are operating. So our first journey would surely credit the challenge of 2020, because it came in at a time where we were, me as a founder, I was I would say confused, or I didn't know which step to take, and so I when we get into the challenge, the process that the challenge took us through helped us to continue growing. And then, we have to do this week, we are going to do this week, we shall do this, and then we have to reach this target, then we have a limit of 90 days. So it put us into that the commitment that helped us actually grow. Because otherwise, I think sometimes when I close my eyes, I think and say, if it was not for the challenge, I don't know if we would have grown up to here, because possibly we would still be there meandering around. And so it helped us so much. And so what I really want to advise the other people when they're to join such things, sometimes, because it was one time I was on my WhatsApp, and then someone sent me a link that joined this challenge and so on. And then I said, should I really join? So my feelings told me, no, I have to join this. And then I was like, how about, will I get the data? How will I connect to internet every week? How will I, you see, these are all the questions that come in people's minds. That how will I connect to the internet? How will where will I get the data to connect? And then I have to look for money, but again I have to also attend the challenge. I had some people when we were telling them join the challenge, take the challenge Africa and so on, and then they were like, we are looking for money, we've been in the pandemic, now we shall have to join the challenge, we don't have data, our team members will need money, so would rather concentrate on looking for money than concentrating on going to the challenge. You get it? So these are the challenges that some people look at, especially when they are starting. And I have a story at least to tell the young people. I have a story to tell the people who are starting eco initiatives. You see, starting eco initiatives, unlike other businesses where your family members will quickly adopt and say, if you tell them, I want to start a shop, maybe selling this and this, and then they'll say, yo, we understand this idea, and then they can maybe give you some support. But now in eco initiative, someone will tell you who is going to pay you. You're starting a climate change project. Who's going to pay you? For what? Are you working for government? and so these are the challenges we get, and sometimes it will become really very hard to raise a startup capital. But the story I have to tell is that when you have this idea, drive it on passion. You drive it on your feeling, because if really you're starting up this thing and it's for the environment, it's because for the good of our environment, then really you don't need to look at the money in the beginning, because even if you had the money, you will still fail. Even if you did have the money, you'll still fail. Now, it's still the same that if you have the money, if you don't have the money, you'll still succeed. And if you have the money, you still succeed. Now, the best thing we have to think about is starting, just making a goal, and then you start up the initiative, you start up the project, and move. Now, as you're moving on the way, a lot of things will be coming. Now, you see, I like the British that have they call it the river journey. the river. I think it's called the river journey, something. So that journey of starting, it's like the river. When we are starting, things look to be smooth. things things look to be smooth, but as we're moving, we have challenges that come on the way. We have a lot of things that come onto the way and tend to disturb us, and tend to distract us, and tend to disorganize us. But because we are looking at where we are heading, we are a river that is looking at reaching the ocean. So we still continue and move. So we never stop. We never stop because we have to deliver up to the end. So this is what we all have to have in our minds. Now, as we are getting into the 2021 challenge, now this journey from 18th that will start, let it be like a river. That a river will start. Yes, at the first day it will look smooth. The second day it will look smooth. But then on the way, you will find challenges. You will find time that you don't have data. You find time that maybe you are committed and then you're looking for money instead. You find time that you're having challenges where you've been operating from. You get problems because maybe I can tell you this story that we also had problems when we are moving at the middle of the project, and that was in the challenge. I think it was around the challenge started August, and then we were around October, end of October to November, there towards the end actually of the challenge. We got problems where a bigger organization came into our project and took it, and then when we went back to the community, our beneficiaries were saying no. They said we shouldn't associate with you because you're not giving us anything, and these people are giving us something. So, and because we didn't have money, and somehow we're a little bit kicked. So, but this didn't make us lose hope. We said, no, we have to go back to the drawing board. What should we do? We started this thing. We know how it's going. So let's start it again quickly, somehow again. So we had some beneficiaries. We worked together with them. And then because you see, whenever you have a challenge, even your mind thinks wider. So when we had that challenge, our minds had to expand wider and say, no, how can we really quickly expand our project? Now, how did we come up with an idea? We said, no, we have to use a model, the Facebook model. One time I was on Facebook and then I was looking at mutual friend, and then I was like, how do I get such friends that I even don't know? And I realized I get the friends from other friends, now friends of friends. So then we said we can use this model where one person gets other 5 in their connection, and then they train and then also get into this. So this model really was realistic, sustainable, and helped. And even up to now, even when we are no longer reaching the ground, at least the projects are still moving because one other beneficiary gets to train others, and they keep learning from each other, and the journey continues. And then we realize that they even learn much more better if they're learning from themselves. Now, the same thing we come to even now when we get into this challenge, that whenever you have the challenges, I mean the problems that you have, let's call them the challenges, the problems that you have that will distract you, that will tend to put you down, you don't lose that hope. You keep moving, you keep going on, and things will really happen. Things will happen. You will see things happening as you're moving on. You don't need the money. We have to make it clear, because you will get the money on the way. Now move something. It is understandable that right now you don't have the resources to start. Yes, right. But what do you have? You have your mind. You have the human. You yourself, you are a resource because you have the idea, and so you can start and then move with that idea, and the rest of the other things will come on the way with those challenges. You will grow the resilience, you will know how to fight them and then overcome them, and surely we shall reach the ocean, and we are a river that will reach the ocean, and we shall be successful. Thank you so much. I think I can end here because of the time, but I think in the challenge we shall have more engagement.
Okay, so take the challenge, Africa.
Yes, take the challenge, Africa.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that analogy that, if you're a river, then there's rocks, there's maybe trees, there's who knows what is in your path, but it's not going to stop you if you know that for sure you're going to the ocean. So yeah, that's a beautiful analogy. Yeah, I mean, we really love working with Trinity Forestry Services and Christopher Marvin TUMUSIIME, who is now on our board. Thank you very much. But we were just really impressed in the beginning, especially because Chris and his team, their initial project was working in the slums of Kampala, training people to do vertical gardening. And it's just like Chris was saying, you tell somebody you want to do that and they're going to say, well, who's going to pay you to do that? But if it's part of the meaning of your life, and that's why we start with writing your hero's journey and your personal vision statement, if you want to make a difference, you want to think about those people that are forgotten, that are the underserved folks of the world, and you're like, hey, we can make a difference here. And Trinity, their group really has, and that idea also of that ripple effect. Don't only focus on bringing people into your team, but help them build their own team. So that was a really awesome idea. So we're so excited to have Chris on our board and helping do things like this Take the Challenge Africa event. So thank you, Chris. And any last thing you want to say, and then we'll turn over to Bigger, another of our friends and brothers in Uganda.
Maybe the last thing I would love to say is that it will always make you happy when you see other people succeeding. And if you have people that have succeeded around you, that means you are also successful. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're doing here too. That, we're trying to tell you about the challenge by showing you, wow, look at all these people that are doing such amazing things. So yes, thank you so much, Chris, for everything that you're doing and bringing to us. We really appreciate it. Okay, so we're going to bring on Bigger Al-Islam. Let's see here. What am I doing? There we go. Hello, Bigger. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Neither of us are in Korea, but we do share that we spent time in Korea. So when I see Bigger, I think in Korean a little bit. All right. So welcome so much. And Bigger, when he joined our challenge, he just brought this just beautiful creative energy to everything that he did and said. And he's a poet and a scholar and a down-to-earth person that's working. Again, when you look at those links and see the pictures of them just hanging out in communities around under a tree or in a big table talking to folks in different communities, you'll see what I mean. But yeah, Bigger, do you want to talk a little bit about your experience with the challenge and anything that what you guys are doing with your Rakai Youth for Action and Development?
Of course, yes. First, I would like to thank you for that beautiful introduction. And once again, I'm Bigger Al-Islam Kabanda, and I'm the founder of Rakai Youth for Action and Development, Riyadh, and we are based in Rakai district. Actually, when you look at the previous challenge of 2020, I was in Korea, but my team was still in Uganda. I contacted my team to take up the challenge. And in real sense, when you hear the word challenge, it means challenging yourself of what you can do. So when we had the opportunity to participate into the challenge, we were of course challenged to see what other people are doing and be able to do the same thing. And I was really so happy with my team because I used to do the coordination and keeping them fired up to do the activities and the planning of the activities to be implemented during the challenge. And of course, we did quite a lot of activities in that previous challenge, and it was indeed an eye-opener for this year's activities, which will be featured in this challenge. We managed to plant over 5,000 trees and distribution of close to 400, which makes it a total of almost 9,000 tree seedlings, which were, trees that were established. We also had community sensitizations about climate change, and it was a bit different from the normal climate change talks where like most climate activists always try to convince communities to believe in climate change, which is not really what is needed. Our concept was simple and easy. We didn't make people to believe in climate change, but what we did was to make them understand what climate change means. Like once people got to understand what climate change means and what it really means in their lives, their eyes were opened up and they were really able to see that it is a very big threat to their livable communities, and indeed they really picked up to take action because they've noticed quite a lot of changes which were brought up by climate change, but they really didn't understand. Funny responses were got from community members, and one said, now we don't receive rains just because God is angry with us. So that alone showed the perspectives and the understanding of communities towards climate change. But once we did a lot of the awareness and sensitizations, they really got to appreciate the science of climate change, and they really got to know that, they need to take action to save their lives and the future generations. So, to me, it was a very big opportunity because we've been doing the same kind of work in the district, but of course, at our own pace. But for the challenges, remember we had 90 days of action. So that means we would not sit back and relax. Every day would be a day of thinking new approaches, activities to be implemented, and how to wind up the 90 days of action with something that we can report. So with all that being said, in brief, all I can comment about the 2020 challenge is it was an eye-opener. It really showed us what we can do, how we can do it, and how far we can go. So that's why even this year, we are able to sign up for this year's challenge, because we really need to get challenged while we are taking action. So that's just a small brief of what really transpired in the previous challenge, and my team is really happy because this was a new thing to them, and they really appreciated that I could keep them fired up even in my absence. And this time that I'm even on ground, then I think it's gonna be much more beautiful, and we are really yes. Back to you, Joanne.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Wow. That is just like such a great story. And I mean, what Bigger was saying was think about the obstacles that they overcame. First, he was in Korea, like a completely different time zone, thousands of miles away. It's during the pandemic. A lot of people would say, well, let's just wait. But, the more we know about climate change, the more we know that waiting really shouldn't be an option. So we're just so impressed of the way that you guys didn't take no for an answer. And as you said, I think that's what's so fun about this whole concept is that when we just talk about climate change, it's kind of a bummer. People are just like, oh man, it seems so abstract, and you seem kind of powerless. How am I supposed to fix the climate? But when we change it around and say, well, we have this climate action challenge, all those words like action and challenge get people, energized. So when obstacles happen, then it's like Chris said, you expand your view, and you're able to just come up with new ideas of ways to do things. So we're super excited that you guys were able to overcome obstacles last year, and that you're going to do it again. Bigger, where is the Rakai district in Uganda? Which part of Uganda is that?
It is in the southern part of Uganda. Yeah. Actually border with Tanzania.
Oh, okay. Cool. Yeah, and also now, it's exciting too that we can find out, maybe there's some Earth Guardians crews in that region, or maybe there's ways that we can also bring in that Earth Guardians concept to strengthen what you're already doing with mini grants and those kinds of things. So anyhow, all right, well, thank you so much, and annyeonghaseyo. All right, thank you so much. All right, I'm going to do a quick thing here. I want to just show you a little bit, and we've got some folks that are joining us in the chat. I just wanted to say hi to everybody. There's Grace, there's Oneni Chris, there is Christian Piper, who is joining from Germany/Denmark, which is awesome. So thanks everybody for joining. I just want to show you real quick a little bit about the website and how you would sign up, and then I want to show you some of the photos from our teams from last year, which I never tire of looking at. So let's see if I can do this properly. So let me go to my Chrome. So the first thing that I want to do is show you, this is the page we put in the chat there. It's climateactionchallenge.net/challenge. Our initial deadline was August 1st. If you sign up by August 1st, you're going to also get a free ticket to our virtual film festival, which is amazing, which has 12 short films, including one with Greta Thunberg. We've got some beekeepers. We've got the Barefoot College in Tanzania that teaches women to be solar engineers. Just amazing stories. But anyhow, if you can sign up by August 15th. You need at least 2 members to join, and you sign up for this quick start training. Once you do that, you'll get in here, and you can sign up for a live workshop with me. So we do these on Sundays and Wednesdays, and it's really fun. I go through just kind of the overall training, and then we talk about your project. And on Sunday, we had about 10 people in the workshop representing 8 different countries. It was so fun. And one person said, I just joined this from Dominica, not sure what to do. I was like, oh wait, we have a team from Dominica. Maybe you want to talk with them. So we're able to do this kind of collaboration right from the very beginning. You can also download our quick start guide that gives you an overview of what all the challenge is about. And our action plan checklist is what we're going to be doing every week during the challenge, so you know exactly what we're about. And then you can check out the links to our 2020 teams, and then you can register, and hopefully you will help us spread the word. And there's a recording here that you can watch as well. So that all happens right after you sign up for the challenge. But I do want to show you, if you go to climateactionchallenge.net/challengers, you're going to find our links here. And talking about, so last year we had 128 people from 21 countries that did this, including Bangladesh and Mexico and Kenya and Uganda. And our top teams, oh my gosh, one of the things I need to show you before I do this is our video from the Mabinju team, whose internet is not working today. They planted 30,000 trees during the 90-day challenge, so we'll do that in a second. So if you come over here, you can click on any certain country and see the challenge profiles. I'm just going to click on the continent of Africa to show you. So what you can do here is see, so I mentioned earlier these great pictures of UMAR with doing the tree distributions in Nigeria. So we have the photos, and again with you, if you sign up for the challenge and you're one of the top teams, we will build a page like this for you, featuring your impact, your experience, what your advice is, how to connect, and these amazing photos that week by week you can send in whatever it is that you're doing. Let's see, let me go back to one of our other African teams here. So here's some photos from Earth Guardian Zambia. You heard from Darwin a tad earlier. So here's there's their photos, there's our interview. And yeah, I mean, this is part of the fun of what we get to do, is as you're sending in these pictures every week of what your team is doing, and we coach you, we tell you, hey, you know, plan a day of action, because you're going to get these great photos, even if your day of action is just doing one of our teams, because it was during the pandemic, they did a Zoom meeting where they did an art class on plastic pollution with kids. So no matter what's going on, there's a way that you can still make a difference. Here's our Trinity group and the amazing work that they were doing. As Chris said, this was their initial project, but working in the slums of Kampala, training people on how to do vertical gardening by including a demonstration garden right in the middle of the community. So instead of having the community have to come to them, they had the brilliant idea, why don't we just go right where they are and help people. Here's our Mabinju team that planted the 30,000 trees. I'll show you that video in a second. This is another gorgeous story, which is the Democratic Republic of Congo. Luabar Kumakuma came to us. He had the same issue that Bigger had, which is that Luabar happened to be in Denver, but his whole team was in the Democratic Republic of Congo. So he said, hey, you know what? We need to figure something out. People are starving. There's no jobs. The kids don't have school. We have a hard time finding the food, and we don't have the money to buy it. And so they had the idea, why don't we try growing our own food, even though they had no experience doing it. So 3 people started the team. They had a friend who they went to and said, hey, can we use your land to grow food on? And the friend said, sure. And so by the end of their time, they had a total of 35 people growing their food in the Democratic Republic of Congo. And, you know, here's their meetings, getting together and chatting. And I just love this, you know. This is, again, people seeing. So what we like to say is that you are the expert in your own community. If you have an idea for something, you are the one to do it. You're the one to make it happen. And then this is our other one, is you just heard from Bigger al-Islam. Here's the folks that I was saying, you know, they're going in, and, you know, maybe people are thinking, wow, this is because God is angry with us, and they can go in and share the science and say, you know, here's what's going on. This isn't something that you personally did. This is what's happening. And you can hear that interview, see all these photos here of what they're up to, just, you know, hanging out with people and talking to them on their own terms, and then providing the trees. It's like, oh my gosh, it's just such beautiful work. Okay, so now I'm going to stop sharing this for a quick second, and let me go over to this site here. Okay, I need to get to a different page here. Give me a second. Trying to find the correct video that I want to share with you. It's just going to take me a minute to get there. Okay, here we go. Alright, so let me unmute this page for you. Unmute. Alright, so now I'm going to share the video of our team, the Mabinju Youth Group, Mabinju Powerhouse Youth Group in Uganda. So I need to share the audio so that you'll be able to hear that. Here we go.
Powerhouse Youth Group tree planting. I'm a member. Colleagues, this Mabinju Powerhouse Youth Group tree planting. I'm a member by the name Kennedy OKOME, one of the relatives of this group. In last year challenge, that is 2020, we managed to plant 30,000 seedlings to the communities. And during the planting season, we were able to train the community. In that, we trained the youth, the widows, and each and every other community member. During that training, and planting of trees, we also come across with some various challenges. In that, some communities or some people resisted from the planting of trees, and also some of our seedlings, like this pine, were also destroyed with various animals, e.g. cow. To add on that, we also give thanks to the Green Team Academy for partnering with us and supporting us in planting over 1,000 seedlings of trees.
Okay, my name is GEOFREY, a founder of Mabinju Power Youth Group. I want to thank the Green Team Academy for the support to give me last challenge 2020. I hope this time also will be good. Thank you, Green Team Academy. Thank you, John.
Hello everyone, down in MALWELE of Uganda and Zambia.
Okay. All right, we're back. I'm not sure if you could hear that very well, but at least you got to see some of our team members from the Mabinju Powerhouse Youth Group in Kenya. And this is the team when they came in. So one of the things you do when you come into the challenge is you set a goal. And they said, we want to plant 1 million trees. And I said, whoa, you guys, it's a 90-day challenge. And they said, that's okay, we'll go for it. So they didn't plant 1 million in 90 days, but they did plant 30,000 trees in that 90-day period. And one of the things that Kennedy was saying is that, you know, they then had some problems where some animals got to some of their trees and destroyed some of them. But, you know, let's say if they hadn't planted any trees, you know, what I love to see is that during the challenge, you're forced to take action, and then you learn what works and what doesn't. If you just sit there and think about it, as people were saying, you're going to have these different barriers in your mind and think that you're not going to be able to do it. So right now, I'm just going to bring back anybody that is on that wants to say any last thing as we wrap up. So MENSA, I'm going to bring you back on if you want for a second, and Bigger is still on. Maybe MENSA, you're out in public, so you're not sure if you can talk with your mask on or not. But yeah, if there's any one last thing that you wanted to say, and then we'll turn it over to Bigger as well.
Okay, thank you very much for inviting me to this event. I'm very happy to be part of this. And as we can, we will mobilize young people to come up as a team and to participate in the challenge. I think this is very fruitful. This is very relevant for our young people to try, sorry, to try to take action locally and to contribute effectively to the resolution of the climate crisis we are facing. So I think this is a great young people, and once again I want to say that we are available at any scale to contribute to the success of this initiative. Thank you very much for making this happen.
Thank you so much, Mensa. I'm so excited about everything that you guys have already done, helping Darwin's project get off the ground. You know, this is totally teamwork makes the dream work. So we're excited to partner with you going forward. All right, thank you. And I just put that note on there. If you're wanting to be part of a crew or see if there is a crew already in any part in Africa, reach out to Mensa at africa@earthguardians.org. Okay, all right, thanks, Mensa. Okay, and Bigger, any last thoughts as we wrap up our event today?
Thank you so much. It has been a wonderful experience sharing with fellow champions who we think that climate action is part of our life. I think as residents on this planet, it is our sole responsibility to look after it. And in one way of doing that is through climate action. To everyone out there who is passionate about climate change, it should not stop from passion, but it has to go beyond that to action. And when you look at today, this climate challenges theme is from passion to action. That means we need to don't sit back. We need to step up and probably do what we can in all sorts of ways so that we can make our planet smile a little more like it used to do back in the days before all these injustices happened to it. So please don't fear to take action. Always participate in the challenges and all related works which bring life back to this planet. So all our this year's challenges, the best of throughout the entire action, throughout the entire challenge, and please try so much to interest other, like even those who have not joined this year's challenge, so that they can look up to you and maybe probably be the reason why they would sign up for the next challenge. It's almost getting dark here in my compound, and I would say wish you the best throughout the entire challenge for the 90 days. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bigger. That was a nice note to end on. Yeah, good night to you. A good day, good night for everybody in the world. And as Bigger said, yeah, let's help the planet smile a little bit more before these injustices were done. You know, what we saw right here is a little bit of one of the things that everybody that went through the challenge in 2020 said was one of the most beautiful parts was just getting to be friends with people from around the world who are also passionate about making a difference. You know, in different parts of your life, you might have people that are saying, oh my gosh, why are you always talking about climate change or recycling or plastics? But, you know, you don't have to worry about that here with us. Everybody that signs up for the challenge, they know it's urgent and that it's so important and that we can all make a difference. And so you surround yourself with this global community and you can interact with them in our portal. And it's just a really beautiful experience. So registration is free. Head over to climateactionchallenge.net and sign up today, and then meet me on one of our live workshops on a Wednesday or Sunday, and let's hear what your idea is and work together to make it happen. All right, so with that, let's see. Okay, let's see. Chris is back in the house for a second. Let's see if Chris's signal is coming through here. I just saw him joining. Hey Chris, do you want to say any last thing? Chris and Darwin are both board members with Green Team Academy. We're so happy to have them on. Any last thing you want to say before we sign off, Chris? Let's see, Chris, I'm not sure if your voice is coming through. Try again. Chris? Okay, maybe not. All right, well, we were able to hear him earlier. Chris, can you hear us?
Okay, I'm in.
All right. Okay. Any last thing you want to say before we sign off?
Yes, what I want to say before we sign up is that let the passion drive us. Let it be passion. If you have the passion, then you cannot fail, because even when you fail, you will still move. Because even if you fall down, but when you have that passion, you will still move. So let passion take us, passion to action. So let the passion drive everything, and everything will be smooth. That's all I can say. So I wish everyone who is joining in for this 2021 challenge all the best, and then we shall see in December.
Awesome. Exactly right. That is one
After
exciting.
the challenge. Thank you.
One of the exciting parts is that you join the challenge, the 90 days, start September 1st, goes to November 30th, and then we feature our top teams in December. So we invite you, whatever country you're from, to represent and be one of those top teams. Our top teams last year came from Bangladesh and Colombia and Zambia and Uganda. So, there's no barrier here for you to be at the very top, regardless of if you have problems joining by internet. We have WhatsApp groups. We make it possible for you to join us and not just be a participant, but be one of our top award winners, like Chris and Bigger and Darwin and UMAR, and everyone that we spoke with today. All right, thank you so much, everybody. And one last note to you: take the challenge, Africa. We're so excited to have you be part of it, and we will see you in the challenge. Okay, bye everybody. Thank you. Bye.